So in this video, I want to talk about what actually makes a hero. And this will be kind of a multi-layer because I'll be going over the anime itself, but also other parts of other animes that have gone into the whole concept of a hero. Because in my last video, talking about Moonlit Fantasy, I talked about a fake hero. And I've seen some interesting comments that I do want to dabble onto. The first one being the whole thing of a fake hero versus a corrupted hero. I saw some people say that he's not a fake hero, he's a corrupted hero. And then when I point that out, that's kind of that is the same thing. They use the reasoning of, well, a corrupt hero can be redeemed while a fake hero cannot be redeemed, which that in itself makes no sense to me, because a fake hero can be redeemed just as much as a corrupt hero can be redeemed as well. At the end of the day, the point of redemption or being redeemed is to rectify your mistakes and be a better person. But again, redemption also comes down to the individual that's looking at that. It's like if, say, for example, someone bullied me and they tried to redeem themselves, it's not up to someone else to make that judgment that they've redeemed themselves. Sure, they can maybe say, okay, you've redeemed yourself, but really it comes down to the person that was the victim of that being done to them. That's the main thing. Sure, others can say, oh yeah, you've done enough, but really the whole point of redemption itself is to prove yourself to the individuals that you're meant to be proven to, not so much like random bystanders, but they can still be an important part of the equation. Kind of get the general gist of the idea. It's a little bit of a off ball, but I kind of wanted to point that out. So to me, again, when people say, oh, well, he's not a fake hero, he's a corrupted hero. No, he's a fake hero because he's trying to pretend to be something of which, in my view, he's not. Now, the reason why I believe they see it as more of a corrupted hero than a fake hero is because of the system of the goddess deeming him a hero, which is where I want to go into is what is really a hero? Like, what makes you a hero? Because I think the problem is that people use the whole concept of, well, they said they're a hero, so they're a hero. And so it goes down to this whole thing of like, okay, you've got these summoners that go into this world that they've been drawn into, and the goddess is the one that summons them. They give them powers, and then they put them into this location, and then they're seen as a hero because the goddess has saved them. Well, that's basically a system in place, like a religious system saying, we make the rules, we make the definition. So if we summon them, they're a hero, and no one else can be a hero unless we deem them as that. But to me, a hero is based on the individual's perception. Like, at the end of the day, I could be walking down the street and almost get run over and someone push me out of the way. That's a hero to me. You know, you've saved my life, you're a hero, thank you. That kind of thing. But in this kind of world, if that person did that, well, they're not a hero because, well, they've not been summoned. That's where I draw an issue. Now, I understand that that's what the goddess has done, is kind of the whole summon system, make them a hero, but I'm just pointing out that the goddess in itself is being fake in how they've presented things. They're going, oh, well, I summon these people into this world and thus I make them the hero. But does that really make them a hero? That's what I really like about this anime, is that it explores, at least how I've kind of been enjoying the story, is kind of that idea of what really makes a hero. Like, that's what I've been really enjoying a lot about this story, because you've got 3 individuals that have been summoned to this alternative world. And to me, what I value in a person that would be seen as a hero type qualities is something of more the main protagonist that was summoned first, that has been kind of shunned and kicked to the curb, compared to the other 2. The other 2, sure, the girl herself is more of got the hero qualities than the other one, who I see as more of a fake hero, but you could also see it as a corrupted hero as well, but I see him as fake. Just because the goddess gives him the title doesn't mean I see him as a hero, and that's the point that I'm getting across, is that I think people see it as a corrupted hero because, well, the goddess gives him the title that, so thus that makes him a hero. But it's like, not to me. I still see that as a fake hero because the goddess has given him the title. He's not living up to what I would see as valued hero, helping the innocent, trying to do greater good by everyone else. He just kind of sees it as like, oh, well, I want that. That's mine. Possession kind of attitude. It's like a spoiled child having a tantrum in a supermarket because mummy didn't give them a lollipop or something. Or, you know, they're having a tantrum because the teacher disciplined them and told them, you know, no, that's not how you do your homework, or no, that's not how you do the equation, or no, you can't kick Timmy downstairs, kind of thing. Like, that to me just feels like they've taken a title that's been thrusted upon them or put upon them, and they've allowed it to get to their head and created an ego and a sort of a god complex in themselves, or a hero complex is the best way to put it. One other thing I also want to point out is how they justify their bad behavior from their memories of their past. So they kind of have this whole idea of, well, I can be like this because people have done bad things to me. I believe I spoke about this in the last video talking about fake heroes, but in my mindset, if that was the case, then I could justify being a horrible person because of all the bullying I've received in primary school and high school. I mean, I definitely copped a lot of bullying, and so by that whole mindset, you would then be like, oh, well, I can be a horrible person because of that. It's like, no, because that doesn't make you a hero. That just makes you a vicious, angry individual. Like, you're just using bad fortune on yourself as a justification to be a horrible person. That doesn't make you a hero. That just makes you fake in itself. You're justifying bad behavior, and I think it's one of the worst qualities in people in itself, is those that try and justify bad behavior because it's been done to them. It's that whole mindset of, well, they did it to me, so it's okay. It's like two wrongs don't make a right. And so that's another thing that I find interesting about him. Though the girl itself, the female hero that's been summoned, I am much more curious to see more about her as an individual, and I do feel like the anime is going to explore much more into that, and when that does happen, I will definitely talk about it, because I feel like the anime or the light novels or the web novel, whatever you want to refer to, is trying to explore different variation, different shades of grey when it comes to what makes a hero and what doesn't make a hero, at least in my view. And I think that's one of the things though too, is that this whole system of like the goddess, she's kind of been put on this pedestal where people see her word as gospel. So if she summoned you into the world, you are that hero, and nothing else can take that away from you, which allows for corruption. It does allow for you to become a corrupted hero, and I think you can be a fake and a corrupted hero at the same time. But the thing is that I don't believe, at least if I was a person in that world, like an individual citizen or someone like a villager or a bystander or someone that was seeing this world and seeing this individual male protagonist that's been summoned and seeing his behavior, I would not see him as a hero. But what people are saying, and I understand what they're trying to say, is that because the goddess is summoned, and that makes him a hero by default because of the title. And it's like, to me, that's like a government telling you what to think and feel. In this case, it's a religious organization. That's a very, very dangerous mindset to live by, allowing others to influence and control your thought process. Because if I was that individual in that world, I would see them and go, no, you're not a hero, you're just corrupted and you're fake. So I definitely understand why people do refer to it as a corrupted hero. I just think that you can be fake and corrupted at the same time, but you can also be redeemed from both of those as well. I just think the story exploring this idea of what makes a hero, and the fact that from the opening song they're going to collide as well, just is, oh, I'm so excited about where the anime is going to go. And I mentioned in the last video that if this was a single core season, it would be horrible. Like, season 2 would be absolutely trash if it was just a single core season, because of the fact that the pacing is, well, I wouldn't say it's going slower, it's just because there's a lot more to explore, it feels like things are slowed down a little bit. And I feel like if it was a single core, it would either end at a point where you'd feel like nothing's been achieved, or the story would have to be rushed to try and get to good points to make you feel like you've achieved something in the story, which is why I think it being a double core, it's going to be 25 episodes, is absolutely amazing. I'm really, really excited to see where the story goes, and I'm very happy that they are doing 2 cores for season 2. And I would like to see more animes do that, because I want to be more emotionally invested in animes. But I also mentioned that I would love to see a legal English translation of the light novels. I understand there's a fan translation for the web novel, but I really want a light novel translation, because there's always going to be differences between the web novel and the light novel, and I would just love to be able to read the light novels. Because if I could read the light novels, I would actually do light novel reviews on this channel, because I do other light novel based content. I've been doing High School DxD, I'm doing Spider, so I'm Sword and Spider, so what, doing a little bit of slime here and there. Damachi I also am doing, and I'm doing a lot more of that as new volumes come out. And then there's also Overlord and a bit of Shield Hero as well. So I do a little bit of light novel stuff here and there, and I would love to get into Moonlit Fantasy as well. But light novel content does take a long time to get through, because again, you've got to read the volume, break your thoughts down, read, record, upload, all that kind of stuff. So it does take a lot more time. So Supporting the channel is very much welcome in any way, shape or form, whether it's just a simple like, a simple comment, sharing the video around, or if you do want to join the Patreon, Discord, all that kind of stuff, it's very much appreciated. So I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of this topic? What do you value in a hero? Like, what makes a hero to you, and what makes a fake or a corrupted hero as well? And your thoughts about the whole idea of a government or a religious organization giving these titles and making them a hero, because there are many other isekais as well that go into this kind of concept. And I think one of the biggest issues that I have with a lot of isekais is this whole idea of like, they're seen as a hero because they're just shoved into a world and they do very shallow things like, oh look, I brought my culture to this world, now you all get spas, and I'm going to have 50 girls all chase after me, but I'm going to be so scared of them. Even though the main protagonist in this anime does have some of those tropes of being like kind of scared around girls, I also think it's just more that because he's younger and his values in like, not like, you know, having big bosoms shoved in his face, I think he's still a little bit timid. I always laugh when people kind of like shun animes like that for being like, oh, if I was him, I'd do this, and it's like, you say that, but let's be realistic here. You probably wouldn't. You'd probably be all shy and timid. You'd go, oh my god, baka, that kind of thing. So I do understand it is a bit of a trope, but when it comes to the more tropey style isekais, it just feels like they just get thrusted into a world, suddenly everything changes, and it doesn't go into the details of what makes a hero, what they've done to get to those stages, and how they help people. That's the one thing I love about Moonlit Fantasies. It establishes the different tribes, the different groups, how he brings them to that area that's shrouded in mists, and helping them, and then establishing the infrastructure, the basic, I wouldn't say politics or so much, but a little bit of that, but more so much just kind of like mutual understanding between the different tribes, the spiders, the lizards, etc., the dwarves, and then also them interacting with the humans as well, and the trading and the interactions on that end, and allowing people to access these goods and services, which, in my opinion, free trade and having an economy like that is, I think, much more productive in helping people on a grander scale, because when you offer a really good service or goods, it allows people to have accessibility to more things like tools or medicines or foods, etc. And that is something that he is doing. He's bringing medicines, foods and tools to a lot of people and bringing them at a much more competitive rate, which is opening up productivity, so people could go to these dwarves and get tools and weapons to help defeat greater monsters, that then allow them to make more wealth and allow them to get more materials to do other things and greater things. And it opens that possibility of better productivity, better health, etc., and it makes everyone's lives better. And that's one thing. I know someone's going to go, oh, capitalism, but I think to me it's just important to have that balance and system in place where people have the ability to have access to all these opportunities and tools and resources available, and having that competitiveness as well, and he's offering that. So I love where the story's going, and I know other animes that try to do that kind of stuff as well, though a series like Slime that goes into politics, trading, economics and all that, I feel like they tell too much and don't show, while in this anime it has a good balance between showing and telling. It doesn't need to overtell things, it shows some things, but it also explains the basics and the fundamentals. And that's a video that I also made a while back called Show Don't Tell, when it came to Mushoku Tensei, where it shows things and doesn't have to over exposition dump. And I think that's another thing as well, is balancing between showing and telling, because I think some animes will show too much and not explain things so you actually have the basic understandings of what's going on, so that you have enough telling to understand the bigger picture. But then also some animes go too extreme to telling you too much, where it feels like you're just being overwhelmed with information and having to piece all that together. So really looking forward to future episodes. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Any topics that you'd like me to talk about on a more deeper level, definitely say in the comment section down below, and I will write them down for future video ideas. So again, if you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video.